I'll say it straight. If the Patriots want to get back to the Super Bowl, Drake Maye cannot be used as a human shield again. Mike Vrabel is protecting a crucial veteran. A potential impact addition could be joining the defense. Christian Barmore is generating massive expectations. And the most questioned rookie in the draft is already starting to silence a lot of people. These aren't just random June updates. They're the signs of a team trying to turn talent into dominance. Today, we're separating patience from passivity and potential from actual production. Hit that like button and pick your side. Is New England ready to attack the AFC, or is this roster still one piece short? Start with the reality nobody in Foxborough should try to soften. The offensive line nearly cost the Patriots the ultimate price in 2025. They allowed 47 sacks during the regular season, along with a steady stream of pressures and hits on Drake Maye. The team made an incredible run, but the quarterback's body eventually paid the price in the playoffs. He got hurt, entered the Super Bowl far from full strength, and played below his usual level. That cannot become just another painful memory. It has to shape every decision Mike Vrabel makes in 2026. That's exactly why Morgan Moses having his workload managed doesn't concern me. It tells me the Patriots are handling this the right way. Moses is 35. He doesn't need to win spring practices or prove how tough he is in July. He needs to be healthy when protection breaks down, the stadium is roaring, and Maye needs time to decide a massive game. Vrabel explained that the veteran will have a specific training camp plan because the season is long, and Moses remains extremely important. Perfect! That's protecting a vital player, not handing out special treatment. The numbers back up that confidence. According to Pro Football Focus, Moses allowed only 1 sack, 29 pressures, and 5 quarterback hits in 2025. On a unit that surrendered 47 sacks, that stability wasn't some minor detail. It helped contain the damage. He was probably the Patriots' best offensive lineman. Giving him unnecessary reps now would be roster management driven by ego, and Vrabel doesn't seem interested in doing that. But there's a more aggressive layer to this strategy. While Moses gets fewer reps, Caleb Lomu gets to work, make mistakes, correct them, and speed up his development. New England traded up on day 1 of the 2026 NFL Draft to select him. The rookie didn't arrive to watch forever. He arrived to create a real succession plan at tackle, bringing the versatility of someone who played left tackle at Utah and didn't allow a sack in 2025. Moses remains the starter on the right, but the calendar waits for nobody. If Lomu develops quickly, the Patriots can protect the present without sacrificing their future. The front office didn't stop there. Elijah Vera Tucker was signed to strengthen the interior, assuming he can stay healthy. Garrett Bradbury was traded to Chicago, creating room for Jared Wilson to move from guard to center, the position he played in college. These are significant and potentially uncomfortable changes to a unit that collapsed when the margin disappeared. I don't want to hear that 2025 was good enough. Good enough ended with Maye injured and a championship opportunity slipping away. The standard now demands an offensive line capable of surviving the entire season. Preserving Moses is part of that. Developing Lomu is too. If Vrabel can balance both, New England won't simply be avoiding another collapse. It'll be building the protection that allows its quarterback to attack without paying for every throw. And once that wall is secured, another demand becomes unavoidable. Who's taking down the opposing quarterback? The most provocative answer to that question is still on the market: Cameron Jordan. Before anybody dismisses the idea because of his age, just look at the production. He turns 37 in July, but he finished 2025 with 10.5 sacks, 15 tackles for loss, 15 quarterback hits, 2 forced fumbles, and 47 tackles. That isn't a veteran looking for a farewell tour. That's a pass rusher who can still destroy a play before it even has time to breathe. NBC Sports Boston's Nick Goss included Jordan among the edge defenders New England should consider. Over 15 seasons with the Saints, Jordan has accumulated 132 sacks, 175 tackles for loss, and 248 quarterback hits. He has never missed a game. In a league where availability can disappear overnight, Jordan has built an unbelievable record of durability. The challenge is getting him out of New Orleans. The Saints have already made him an offer, and Kellen Moore said on June 10th that Jordan is still weighing his decision. He has started 242 of his 243 games for that franchise. Leaving that city and organization wouldn't be as simple as changing uniforms. The Patriots only enter this conversation if he truly opens the door to another destination. If that happens, Elliott Wolf needs to move quickly. Not with some desperate multi-year contract, but with a clear mission: join a strong rotation and help a team that returned to the Super Bowl finish games in the AFC. A one-year deal could work for both sides without blocking the younger players. The Patriots have already invested at the position. Draymond Jones signed a 3-year, $36.5 million contract. Gabe Hakis arrived in the second round of the draft. Harold Landry III returns after leading the team in sacks. That's a respectable foundation. After those three, however, the experience level drops off sharply. One injury or slow adjustment could weaken the rotation fast. Jordan wouldn't need to carry the defense for an entire game or take Jackass's place. He could attack specific situations, keep Landry and Jones fresh, and teach a rookie how to prepare like a professional. Even if he doesn't repeat those 10.5 sacks, his average of 7.5 sacks over the last 5 seasons still represents real impact. I'd support the signing under one condition. The price has to be disciplined. A recognizable name cannot mean a blank check. But I also refuse to watch New England save money now and regret its lack of depth in January. Ambitious teams collect players who can decide a third down. If Jordan chooses to leave New Orleans, Foxborough should put an offer on the table. Prudence means calculating the risk. Cowardice means seeing the opportunity and refusing to attack. But this defense isn't only about who could arrive. Somebody already inside the building could take the entire unit to another level. Christian Barmore. The offense has received most of the attention this offseason. That's understandable. Drake Maye is entering year 3. A.J. Brown changes the passing game, and the offensive line desperately needed repairs. But all those offensive headlines are hiding a frightening possibility. The Patriots' defense could become even more violent in 2026. New England lost Kalavin Chason and Kairos Tonga in free agency. Those departures matter. At the same time, Kevin Byard III was added to the secondary, while Milton Williams and Barmore remain at the heart of the defensive line. Those two formed a dominant partnership in 2025. If Barmore takes another step, this defense will have a player capable of forcing every opponent to completely rebuild its protection plan. What excites me most didn't come from some short practice clip. It came from the way the coaching staff described his approach. Barmore hasn't been able to participate fully in OTAs or minicamp because of the medical condition that continues to be monitored, but his involvement has increased. New defensive coordinator Zach Core praised his attitude, presence in meetings, and desire to learn. According to Core, Barmore is more focused and determined to discover how far his talent can take him. That hits differently because talent was never the question. Barmore has already shown the strength, explosion, and ability to wreck an offensive line from the inside. The question has always been consistency, health, concentration, and daily improvement. When a player with those tools starts chasing details with the same violence he uses to chase quarterbacks, something special begins to take shape. Clinton McMillan was even more direct. The defensive line coach said Barmore improved tremendously during last season, and that the Patriots would not have finished where they did without him playing well. That statement carries real weight. It recognizes that the defense's success ran directly through him. I want to see that responsibility grow. I want Barmore drawing double teams, collapsing the pocket from the inside, and freeing Milton Williams, Landry, and the edge rushers to hunt. Interior pressure destroys a quarterback's timing. It stops routes from developing, disrupts the running game, and turns third downs into survival. His health comes first, always. But medical caution doesn't need to reduce the football expectations. Barmore is working, listening, and involving himself differently. After a season in which the defense entered the top 10 and grew stronger during the playoffs, that could fuel another major climb. The national media can keep talking about the offense. Let them. In Foxborough, we know dangerous teams also win by making opponents feel like they can't breathe. If this more mature version of Barmore takes the field with the same raw talent, he could become the star who brings fear back to the middle of New England's defensive front. And now the two ends of this story come together. Morgan Moses is being preserved, Caleb Lomu is receiving a ton of reps, and the rookie has started dismantling the narrative that the Patriots simply selected the last available tackle. I understood the frustration on draft night. New England desperately needed offensive line help, traded up in the first round, and selected a college left tackle for a role that could require him to play on the right. To plenty of people, it looked like a pick forced by the run on tackles. Elliot Wolf said Lomu was a real target, though, and minicamp is beginning to explain that conviction. Lomu didn't arrive demanding comfort. He arrived ready to work. The rookie said he lines up wherever the coaching staff tells him, switches sides, and treats every rep as a chance to understand the entire playbook. He has practiced on both the left and right, and he says the right side already feels natural. Mike Vrabel praised exactly what matters: versatility, quick learning, and the ability to avoid repeating the same mistake. Strength and reach obviously matter, but a tackle who absorbs corrections and changes sides gives the offense answers when injuries alter the plan. Moses's reduced workload during open practices has increased Lomu's opportunities. Instead of hiding the rookie behind the veteran, the Patriots are putting information on his plate and demanding that he digest it immediately. That's how you discover whether a player is ready to compete early. So far, his response has been encouraging. I'm not crowning him based on practices without pads. When training camp intensifies and pass rushers attack at full speed, we'll get the evaluation that really matters. Lomu must show a strong base, precise hands, and discipline against sophisticated moves. Being a first-round pick raises the expectations. There is no honeymoon period when your assignment is protecting Drake Maye. I'm also not going to pretend these positive signs mean nothing because they came during the spring. New England needed a long-term answer at tackle. It found a prospect who allowed no sacks at Utah in 2025, learns quickly, and accepts multiple responsibilities. If Moses remains the starter while Lomu develops, great. If the rookie forces the coaches to play him early, even better. Competition kills complacency. Now I want the community's read. Should Lomu be developed patiently behind Moses, or should he compete for the starting job immediately in training camp? Drop your answer in the comments. Critics said the Patriots settled for the tackle who was left. Lomu is beginning to answer that maybe New England identified the right player before everyone else did. The real test is still ahead. But his attitude, intelligence, and flexibility are already putting pressure on the people who doubted him. If this continues, what looked like a draft risk could become the piece that keeps Maye upright and this offense attacking for years. Foxborough doesn't need pretty promises in June. It needs decisions that still make sense when January gets tight. Preserving Morgan Moses, exploring an opportunity like Cameron Jordan, demanding the next step from Christian Barmore, and accelerating Caleb Lomu all point toward the same obligation. Build a team capable of surviving the violence of an entire season. The Patriots proved in 2025 that they can get there. In 2026, just getting there isn't enough. Drake Maye must finish the season standing, the defense must close games, and the young players must turn potential into production. Subscribe to Patriots Club fans to follow every answer. I'm Sean Callahan, and in New England, the expectations are finally back where they belong, winning.